We love mineral water. We love mineral water.
Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then you. Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then you. In fact, I need a diet. No, in fact, I'm just too light, and I ain't got the biggest breasts, but I read all the businesses. I got hairy armpits, but I don't walk around like this. I wear a big baggy t-shirt that has a nasty shit. Never had my nails done, busted down until the 9 month. Oh, I simple now, I don't really give a. I miss my shepherd's high like I'm a high-made stick missing a diamond. I miss my clippers and now I bow down to your royal highness. No, I don't have a corgi, had a hamster die cause I ignored it. Go on then, go on, report me, I'm a barricade, trying to bore me. Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then you. Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then I'm a funky little monkey with the tiniest ear. I don't like drinking fancy champagne, I'll stick with Heineken beers. Might burp in your face, a little ladylike. What can I say? Well, oh gosh, I'm not passing. Yeah, we're out flags, I know what I'm doing, yeah. So everybody's entitled to opinions. I've opened my mouth, shit, I've been. I'm the little kid, the riddle kid, making niggas listen. No jiggles when you spit. No, I do have stories, it's true, I want the glory. Go on then, go on, support me. I'm American, trying to deport me. Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then fuck you. If you hate me, then fuck you. Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then I apologize and I really can't sing. Yeah, I can only do one thing and that's the Jedi go. So I apologize and I really can't sing. Yeah, I can only do one thing and that's the Jedi go. Love me or hate me, still an obsession. Love me or hate me, that is the question. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then. Hello, can you hear me?
Everybody.
Can you hear me and see me? Rich, is the so I saw there what happened before is there's an option to choose my earphones down at the bottom on this thing, on this app. I think that's what I did wrong last time. I didn't know that. I kept trying to connect from my phone, like in your settings, but I think I needed to connect on the actual, whatever this thing is, StreamYards, whatever this thing is. So hopefully you guys are hearing me because when I connect my little earbuds become a microphone. So you guys should be able to hear me better because I'm outside. And why I lost my voice. Well, I think I'm a little bit sick. I can't figure out if I'm sick or not, or if it was just from me screaming. But I was coughing earlier, but then it kind of stopped. So I'm like, I hope I'm not getting sick. So I don't know, but my voice has just been really bad since that live stream. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh. There's like a gorgeous house bench right here. With this little cutie. Oh, never mind. Forget it. Never mind. He flew off. Of course. This person's gonna drive me nuts, but I don't really like not having my purse on me when I'm in New York, if that makes sense. Like if you put it on the ground, I feel like that's not smart. Excuse me. So I was yelling on that live stream, the one when I was like on the corner, and I woke up the next morning and I had like no voice. And I was like, oh gosh, everyone's gonna think that I've been doing my eating disorder and all this stuff. And I was like, if I had, I would tell you guys. I've actually been pretty proud of myself. I've been eating my burgers, but alcohol. So I thought, oh, I hope I'll stay away from alcohol and then I'll do that instead if I had to. Nah, it went the other way. But when I drink, I don't really care to eat, but I've been making myself eat at least a pound of beef a day just because I go, oh, my health goes down the toilet here. And if I'm only living, like, I'm only sustaining on alcohol calories, I don't think that's healthy. So I make myself eat at least a pound in the morning or at lunchtime.
And then, because I got this little George Foreman, I haven't had any issues yet. Knock on wood. I don't have any wood over here. Oh, over there. And so that's been making me feel a little better. But TMI, like, okay, yeah, that was good. Okay, I'm probably gonna get trouble again for sometimes I just say way too much. Hopefully, this isn't something that gets you out of the algorithm. So when I drink alcohol, TMI would get really bad. Sick, really bad, like diarrhea. That's like alcohol just. And so I called down to the front desk this morning. Well, first I asked the lady, I said, I need a roll of toilet paper because I've like, gone through it. And she says, oh, okay, I don't have one. I'll send it up to your room. So I'm sitting up there for like an hour or two, and I'm like, someone bring me a roll of toilet paper. And there's like no maids around. I think like looking out my window, maybe there's like the door hole. Maybe there's like a maid out there. And I'm like, great. But luckily, you guys didn't use my t-shirt or something. They didn't have tissues. They had a box of tissues, but I'm like, those are running out. Can someone bring me a roll of toilet paper? I'll just go buy a pack myself, but I'm like, it's free at the hotel. So why spend money? But goodness, could they use worse toilet paper at some of these hotels? I mean, I'm in Manhattan and I'm like, it's literally like sandpaper I'm rubbing on my bum. Can you at least make it just to like 2 ply? It's like a 1 ply, like tissue paper you'd put in a gift bag, like for a present. Sometimes the toilet paper is like that level of tissue paper. I'm just like, please, can you just maybe step it up, maybe a notch or two on your guys' level of ply and plush toilet paper? I mean, this is Manhattan. I get your trying to like make it most cost effective for the hotels, but get out of here with this terrible toilet paper. So I'm about ready to say forget it. Give me some Charmin. Let's call it a day. Go by myself. But everything is so expensive here. One time, okay, let's not even go there, really. I don't even want to bring it up because everyone docks my poor client. The time my client let me stay at his place, he only had like a little roll of toilet paper, with like, a tiny bit of a roll left. So it ran out, and I was like, I'm not gonna well, I needed it, but also I was like, I'm not gonna let it be here at his place. And then when he comes home, he has like no toilet paper. So I go and I'm like, I'm gonna go to the closest like bodega around this place. It was like $9 to $10 for like 4 rolls of like not very good toilet paper. And I was just like, sounds expensive. Call me crazy, but I feel that's a little bit pricey. Well, it is what it is. That's just my thought. Especially if you go to a convenience bodega, because go to Whole Foods or you know what's crazy in Manhattan? Basically, your cheapest grocery store is Whole Foods, which I don't know if you know. Most people consider Whole Foods insanely expensive. So yes, I drank already today, so y'all can hate on me for that. I'll sober up on Tuesday. I don't know. I'm not strong here. I'm weak. I need my husband. When people are like, well, why do you come to Manhattan? And I go, the amount of money is worth and what we need. So I risk my sobriety. But it's like, not proud of it. I'm not happy about it necessarily, even though I like being here. But it's also like, why would I not? Like people go, well, I can't believe you go to Manhattan risk your sobriety. And I was talking to Ava. I'm not going to tell you guys the number because Ava knows, and I hope Ava doesn't repeat what I said. But me and Ava were talking on Discord, and I feel like we're having a maybe a bonding moment. I hope. I don't know. I was drunk and I was like typos and all this dumb stuff. And Ava was probably being super sober, went to the gym. So joy, you judge me, but I hope we had a bonding moment because I explained a lot to her. She said some very nice things to me. I just really hope we're cool because I like Ava and I love Ruby. And I said mean things about both of them. I regret that. And I've been talking with Bethadone a lot, and I love her. I never said anything bad about Bethadone, and I wouldn't. Like, I don't think you could say something bad about Bethadone. I mean, she's just like the most genuine, beautiful soul. If you say something bad about Bethadone, I'm sorry. You are so mean. You're meaner than me because I don't think she ever makes anyone mad. And I'm like, I need to be more like her. So I'm like, here is like my little sister who could like help me be a better person. Because if I could be more like Methadone, I feel like the world would be a better place. Because I'm not nice. And you know, like that, I don't know if you guys watched Bambi as children. I'm old, so Bambi was the movie we watched. Little Thumper, which, oh my god, I'm like, can't even, this morning, oh my god, I have a dream about Casper, you guys, I have to tell you. I'm going to get to that in a second. It was horrific. Anyways, oh my gosh. Saddest thing ever. Oh, I'm going to get to that in like 5 seconds. Because in the movie Bambi, Thumper says, just like my mama said, if you can't say anything nice, don't say nothing at all. And I'm like, Joy, you learn from Bambi. And that movie used to make me cry. And I was a vegan for many years, so I would not eat deer at all. Like that movie disturbed me. So I go to this, I'm like probably 12, and I go to my friend's house. And this is before I'm a vegan, actually. So maybe I was younger than that. So I didn't become a vegan until I was about 10. So I must have been 8 or 9. So this is pre-vegan, but I had seen the Bambi movie, and I hadn't become full vegan. But I was just like, always like, I will never eat a deer. So I go to my friend's house, Danae. And Danae was like my best friend for like, I don't know, since like young grades to like high school. And then we kind of parted ways. But she was like, my dad has all this venison and it's really good. Do you want some? And I was like, oh, sure. And I remember eating it. And then somehow someone said something about deer. And I was like, what? Venison is deer? They're like, yeah. I was like, you mean I'm eating Bambi right now? I remember like 8 or 9 years old and be like, and so I think like the next year I became a vegan because I was just like, I just ate Bambi. Like I feel so bad, but now I eat all meat. So it's just a weird transition. But I realize as much as I love animals, meat is the thing that's the most nutritious for you. So it's kind of a part of life. I know I'm part Native American, very small parts. People rag on me, but it means a lot to me. Because I don't know, I just feel, even though I'm a tiny percentile Native American in my life, it has affected me more than my Irishness or my Scottishness, which I'm like pretty much like 49% Irish, 49% Scottish, and like 2% Native American, but I've like adapted almost most to my Native American. And I don't know the numbers. I'm kidding. I don't know what they exactly are, but it was my great grandma. Oh, it's getting so many. Okay, I'm about to put my little jacket on, guys. Oh, I hope I'm not exposing. This shirt has a tendency. Look like my tripod fell over. It's another one of them windy days. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's secure you guys. Okay. Ugh, feet are gonna fall asleep. Let me get my I got this cool jacket that I haven't had a chance to wear yet. Oh, my this is funny. My shoes are Dolce & Gabbana, and I have like a DG symbol on my leg right now. I would show you guys. You probably won't see it through the thing because I was sitting that way. So they have their little like dilly dally on the one side. So purse. Don't ever put your purse away from you. My best advice when you're in the city, even though it's fairly safe these days, it's not like the 70s where you were mugged, every time you stepped outside or went to Central Park. But you also need to be smart because you're in a huge city and people do pickpocket and they, do things. So the smartest thing to do is have a purse that has did we just get hey, do a little dance? What do we got here? Jamie, keep fighting the good fight. with all the negativity, and I can't say everything you're saying, but Jamie, oh wow, I can't pronounce that name. I apologize. I'm not even gonna try because I just know I'll butcher it. But thank you for the $9.99. Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight, get down tonight, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight, get down tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm gonna put my jacket on. Okay, I got this jacket on Amazon before I came, and I haven't had the pleasure of wearing it yet, so I feel excited. It's Columbia. I got it for like $20, which I feel like that's a good brand, but maybe it's not. But I like it. Okay, so I'm happy about it because it is a windbreaker, but it's windy and it's getting chilly. The wind just kind of makes it a little chilly. So, anyways, I'm gonna get hot. That's something I do like hot, cold at times in summer. During winter, it's just cold, 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 cold. So I went to this area, and this is this fantastic, I don't know, like community, kind of like lounging area where you can maybe have something to eat, maybe read a book, sit and chat, maybe meet for a coffee, but bring your coffee outside. Just this fabulous little area, but I tried to find kind of the most secluded, but it's not that secluded. So everyone's kind of staring at me, but not in the main, like, common area. So this is kind of a little more on the outskirts, and I put myself in the corner. But there's still literally people like staring at me because I like sat here, grabbed a chair, grabbed a table, put my tripod on the table, like got all set up. And they were like, okay. But you're never the weirdest person in New York, and never anything is that shocking. But still, like, it's weird how not a lot of people on social media.
Hey, check it
Hey, I
out.
can hear you.
Yeah, hey, listen, you're getting a lot of compliments on your outfit today.
Thank you.
Yeah, BB saying it's really cute. I just want to throw it out there so I know you can't see the
Oh,
chat
thank
right
you.
now.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, baby. Well, I don't have the best style. I'm not the expert in that, but I appreciate it. I try my best. Problem is, I just like comfort, and a lot of style is uncomfortable. Oh my God, there was this woman on the elevator yesterday. Talk about uncomfortable, but just like phenomenal style. And I was just like, I just have to tell you, you have the most impeccable style I've ever seen. And she was like, thank you. But it was just like, there's no way in hell I would wear anything she was wearing because it just looks so uncomfortable, but so cool. At the same time, I'm like, I try to be as cool as possible and just like the most comfortable things. That's why I'm like half the time in my pajamas. It's like, I don't want to wear pajamas. I want to put on uncomfortable things. And just kind of like close to sometimes, not that they're too tight, it's not that they're, but just irritate you're wearing it. It's kind of like maybe rubs or just, just kind of like, pinches in certain areas, annoying. And then you got your pajamas, and it's just like, oh, everyone with pajamas every day. I think no one would be in a bad mood. You're just like comfy, So as soon as I get home, it's anything I'm wearing off because that step's not the ultimate comer and back in the pajamas unless I'm already wearing my pajamas. So sometimes I go, it makes it easier. I have to keep changing my clothes. But I do. You guys think like the second I walk in my room with shoes off, pants off, pajamas on, pajama top on, I never wear something uncomfortable at home. That's why when you guys see me, I'm like 95% of the time in my pajamas. It's not that it is that I'm in my pajamas, but I was telling you guys a story that my sister's friend Wilson was always like wear what makes you feel like comfortable, what like feels good on your skin. Like not just necessarily what is sexy or attractive, but that too. I mean, wearing just slummies is not always fun either. If you're just constantly in like baggy sweatpants, you don't necessarily feel very sexy either or, attractive. But like wear what makes you just feel really good. Like where it feels good on your skin, where you feel good in it, whether it be baggy, whether it be tight, but just feels good, on your skin. Don't wear things that are uncomfortable, that are irritating you, because if you wear those all day, it would just literally increase your anxiety. Like you're hot, or it's like, when it's so hot out and you pick the wrong attire, happens all the time in New York, where you're like, oh, this was a short stay, and I chose the wrong thing to wear. Happens when you're on the subway and you're like in a jacket and pants, and like a beanie and a scarf, and all of a sudden it becomes just like really hot. We're kidding, I might be in a beanie and scarf. I'm joking. That's exaggeration. No, but you really are in pants and like, cause look, it's summer. It's what day are we on? August 7th or something like that. And if people are still in pants, half sleeves, but very rarely do we have tank tops and shorts in New York City. It's usually, it gets humid, but other than humidity, it's usually just like that perfect level of like not too hot, not too cold, but just, I love when you can wear a light jacket. Like this is the lightest jacket ever. This is like a windbreaker. You can't get much lighter. I just love that when you're like, I can just put on a light jacket, but if I didn't have it, I wouldn't die. But with it, it's nice. I just think that's the best weather. I had that a lot in Placerville, California. I'm from Placerville, California, which is about an hour south, 45 minutes actually south of Lake Tahoe, and then about 45 minutes from Sacramento. So I'm about exactly in the middle between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe. So we're up in the mountains, and the weather in Placerville was often similar to New York, except for that New York gets insanely colder. And then Placerville gets a little bit hotter. But Placerville never gets nearly as cold as New York. But we did get snow, but not often. Usually only snows a little bit north of Placerville. So my dad lived in Camino and Pocahontas, which are a little bit closer to Tahoe. Not far. I mean, I think it was like 20 minutes from us. But that gets a lot of snow. There was always snow. Get this story, you guys. I told you this story. When I was a kid, my dad and stepmom would convince me, Sarah, Sean, and Justin, who Justin is my brother who passed, and Sean is my autistic brother, to go shovel the driveway for hours. They get us out there in the morning. And every time it snowed, and we had a huge driveway because they lived out on dirt roads. So the driveway just like went all around, and no one came out to plow. So they'd be like having us move all the way down the road, or just go as far as you can in the main road, plowing. And they would say that we were going to do something fun. I hate to say that word. I kid you not. My dad and stepmom would say, if you shovel the driveway and get us out of here, we'll go somewhere cool. That was never the case. They were always just trying to get us to do it so they could go to whatever thing they needed to do. And they'd be like, oh, you guys took too long. Sorry, ran out of time. Now we got to go do this. And I'm like, that's so mean to trick their kids. When we'd be out there, we didn't have valid shovels. So I remember we had like 2 bad shovels, not like the snow shovels. Like ones that are like a triangle. Trying to shovel, and Sean had like a hoe. Trying to like beat the snow like that. It was ever helpful. Sean didn't do it in addition to helpfulness. But they give us like a hoe, and things. I don't know what those are for. And like 2 bad shovels. And I forget what the 4th one of us would have. Some other terrible like household, thing, your garden thing. And we'd be out there for hours. We had a good time. We didn't care because we don't really care. But we were always like, yeah, we're done. And they're like, oh, sunshine took about 5 hours. We now don't have time to go do that fun thing. But thank you, because now we need to go to work. So they would plan it. They would know, and the kids would probably take about 5 hours to shovel it. So tell them we're going to go do something fun, but because we need to get to work. Because my parents didn't have the luxury of missing work, but they also didn't feel like going and shoveling the driveway. So they would make it like a fun thing. They're like, oh, you guys shoveled in time. We'll go have some fun. And then it was like, never happened. Never once happened. We shoveled that driveway so many dang times, but we didn't really hate it. As kids, everything's fun. Hard work is fun. It's like, oh, sure, let's go clean the toilet. Really? Oh, yeah, clean the toilet. We're going to go on this maze and stuff. We're going to go to Great America. Okay, sure. Give me the plunger. Give me the cleaner. Whatever it was. It's just like kids will like do it. I swear my parents took advantage. Sometimes when I'm like, why are kids doing chores? There's no child labor. Why is it like kids need to do all the chores? And it's like, oh, we need to teach them. But I'm like, really? It's just lazy parents. I remember us doing all this stuff, and I was there sitting there, drinking a cocktail, watching a movie. Oh, you guys are doing great. Keep it up. Yeah, all right, who hasn't gotten this before over there? I sure did that. One time I tried to resist chores because I got mad. My parents are very strict. I got mad because I had chores at my mom's, and when I'd only go to my dad's like 2 days a week. So I didn't feel it was fair to have chores at both houses. I thought, since I'm only here 2 days a week. Yeah.
You know what you have to do when you go out there is a couple things. One, wear both your earpieces and then turn on the noise canceling. That way it will cancel out we'll hear you better. Number two, Jamie wanted to say something to you. The donated money. She said, I hope your sister is doing well. And she is, thank you. I know you don't hear it very often, but you change their lives in so many ways. It takes a very special person to take on that responsibility. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Was that from Jamie?
That's from Jamie.
No, now I have an echo when you told me to do that. Oh, maybe that's because you were on. You guys hear me better? I have this noise counseling thing. So hold it down. See if that works. Anywho, enough of my stories. So I'm here in Manhattan. It's a beautiful day. And I don't know if you guys know that every beautiful day in Manhattan, like every single person that lives in the city, or maybe even doesn't live in the city, decides to come to the city. So like on cold days, it's like funny where you're like, oh, where is everyone? It's like no one around. But on a nice day, you're like, oh, that's where the billions of people are, because it's just packed in like sardines. So every nice day, it's like people come out of the woodworks. So it is one of those nice days. So there's just so many people, and it's just such a good energy when there's just like billions of people all congregating on one tiny island and all coming out to enjoy the sunshine or the nice breeze, the good weather. I mean, that energy you cannot ever experience, I don't think, anywhere else in the world, because even in like Hong Kong, I went to Hong Kong when I was 15, and there's a lot of people there, but they're never in nearly as good a mood as when you put all of the people together in Manhattan on a nice day. I don't know, it's different. I remember going to Hong Kong and thinking every person was so stoic. They looked so stoic and just like dead to life. Where here, people are like, for one thing, just their clothes alone are so vibrant. Everyone has their own style. Everyone like rocks such a different style here. I don't think I've ever seen anyone wearing the same thing in New York. And that's kind of crazy because, I mean, if you think about it, we only shop at X amount of stores, really. I mean, there's like the ones that are like outlandish prices, but the majority of people shop at X amount of stores. And it's just crazy that you got billions of people and you never see someone even wearing anything remotely the same, unless it's a business suit. But even those, very different ones. I mean, some do the pinstripes, some do different colors, some do this, that, or the other. And so even suits have variety here. I don't think I've ever, that would be rare, except for that one time I saw those girls wearing I Love New York shirts, but they still had all different pants on. I mean, but that was fun. And that was in like 2023. I don't know if you guys ever saw that video. I was just like, how does this happen? There's like these most beautiful like models, like 5 to 6 of them, I can't remember the number, are wearing these I Love New York and all in blue jeans. Just stunning women. And I'm like, geez. They're all walking together. They're all like friends or something. And these white, like the small little baby tees that say I Love New York, just beautiful women. I'm like, do you guys mind me taking your photo and video? Because this is just like something you only see in New York. I mean, one of those girls in another state would be the most popular girl in her entire state. And now all of them are together in one setting in Manhattan. And they said yes. And they were the nicest girls. I mean, it might not be nice after that, but they, somebody would be like, oh, no, no, no. And I was just like, it's crazy. Like the level of beauty here, the level of sophistication. I mean, I'm like probably the lamest person in New York. I mean, that's why you want to be with the winners, you know what I mean? So if you want to like achieve more than you are, don't go to something less than you. Go to something more than you. Like, go somewhere where you're the lamest person. Don't go where you're the coolest person, because then you really have no more goal to achieve. Go where you're the lamest and and work your way up from the bottom, because it's much more rewarding than being like, oh, I'm the best. I'm the best. And so I'm trying to really get off my high horse pedestal, because some deluded universe, I believe like being rich knew everything about everything. And I was like, I don't know. I was arrogant, and now having to just kind of like talk on my pedestal and start from the bottom of being like, you know what? And that's okay, because I would rather continually have to keep trying and like start from the beginning than be at like a high level and never realize what an arrogant prick I was. Let me say, I don't know if you know, a lot of people with money, no one tells them they're wrong. And no one tells them that they're, dickheads or whatever. So they just go around, puffing their feathers, and everyone accepts it because it's like, whatever. And it's like, they think, well, you're successful, so it's okay for you to be just an a-hole. And it's like, I'd rather be like unsuccessful and keep having to like improve on myself than be to be a successful, arrogant, unaware, just like delusional person. So I feel like every time I'm just like start over, I go, well, I can just improve and be better the next time around. But it is hard because sometimes you want to give up. You're like, why do I keep trying, keep failing? But without that, it is pretty boring. Like being the best, it's fun when you first achieve it. But if you achieve it a million times, like let's say you're the best swimmer or track star or whatever, first time you win is very rewarding. But the millionth time you won and every other person lost every time to you and you just saw the horror in their face, it would get a little old. You'd be like, this sucks. Everyone hates me because they never beat me. And I don't even care anymore because after the 100th, gold medal or something, you might not really care about it. Whereas someone wins their first one. So I like to just keep thinking, well, life's about the journey, not about just being at the top of the mountain always. And at the top of the mountain, yeah, there's a great view, but then what do? You sit there for the rest of your life? Or do you have to come back down? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I figure, well, can't be perfect. So at least I can keep trying to fix every time I fail. But I do get irritated and I get frustrated because we do it to ourselves too. And this is like this thing where I do stuff everyone on YouTube. My fault. And Richard keeps saying, oh, my fault. Yeah, it's your fault. I should have stopped you from talking. No one can stop me from talking. Don't worry about that. I mean, I did it to myself. And there's a part of me that really is rebellious. Like, Richard's like, why can't you just follow the rules? I was like, I don't know. Like, why I can't just follow the rules? Because like, once there's a rule, I'm like, I don't want to follow it. When she made a rule, I would have done it. If it wasn't a rule. Once you make a rule, like, more of just things like what you're allowed to say. I'm not saying like laws. I've broken several rules. But I'm more saying, like, if there's a general like rule of maybe don't say this, maybe don't say that. Let's try and be PC. Let's not offend people. I'm always like, all right, now I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give my viewpoints. And it's like I don't know why I have to always kind of like go across what's allowed. Like why can't I just say that? Okay, that's fine. Let's stay within the perimeter. And I'm always like, oh no, don't put a perimeter on me. I'm gonna step over it. I have such a rebellious side. Times. I don't like that about me. I don't want to be that way. My mom always said very strong-willed. And I don't want to be, but it's hard. It's hard to change. But you can. Yeah, when people just go, that's just how I am, accept it. Well, that is not necessarily the way it needs to be. Just because you're like doing something wrong doesn't mean everyone needs to accept it. It could also change, and so I'm working on change, but I'm always working on change. We're continually, I guess, trying to improve ourselves. All of a sudden happening out in the fire. They have like something that was like blowing. Just stopped like some sort of generator because all of a sudden, I don't know if you guys can hear. You probably can't hear because all of a sudden it was like this loud and almost like a fan was blowing. We're outside. It's like that air conditioner unit was blowing because then it got really quiet. know what that was. It's a very beautiful day. Super nice out. It's just phenomenal here in Manhattan. I've had the best time. I almost called it quits early because I wasn't sure if it made sense to stay the weekend or not. Um, and I was like, I hope I'm not getting sick. And also, I'm tired of, acting a fool on YouTube. But then I thought, I probably should stay. And I want to stay. It wasn't that I wanted to leave. I mean, I do miss my family. But it was also like, it doesn't make sense, but I think it will. So I already have like, a couple appointments scheduled, so it feels like it's going to be worthwhile. But I do get nervous because at this point, I could go home. I've made enough. We got all of our bills covered. But the problem is I would have to change my flight, which so we would lose the original flight. So there's money lost there. But like tomorrow, I have to pay for my room for the weekend, and it's no longer on credit. So a lot of our expenses, the hotel, because like I make a lot of money, but a lot of the expenses are the hotel and ads and stuff. So we don't profit what I make, of course. And a lot of it just goes to the hotels alone. So what was nice about this trip is a big portion was on credit, which doesn't mean we don't have to pay it, but it's a no interest credit if we pay it off in 6 months, which we're going to do. So that's made it really nice. So even though at the end of the day, you don't fully, it's going to be the same amount what you pocket, but at least it can be stretched out a little bit. But so tomorrow I have to actually pay out of pocket this time. And it was like, do we do that? Or do we send you home early? But then we looked at the flights and they were going to be astronomical. So it's like, that was a good answer. But I'm really happy I stayed because we were thinking about sending me home today. We were both really upset. They messed up the channel. Got kicked out of the algorithm. Just stuff like that. And it's upsets us. It's not that it matters in the sense of it doesn't pay our bills, but we like it to be successful because we enjoy when it's going well. It's really hard when it's not. But we just deal with it, I guess, So I'm sorry for whoever I offended. I was drunk. I don't fully remember what he said that was so offensive, but I'm sure I offended him. I was saying some bad sexual things. I was saying some weird stuff about bisexuality and stuff. And I apologize. And I really don't.
Hey, Joy.
Yeah.
Robert wants to know, were you doing this job when your mom was alive? And would you do this job if your mom was still alive?
No and no. The answers are both no. No, I never did this job. I was in the Air Force my whole life. I didn't do this job until I was like 28 years old. I think it was. I'm like 28, right? She was like 2013. No, my mom had died in 2005. So long time after she died. But no, never. No, my mom was alive. No way. One day I would have had a kid so early on and got married. That's all my mom wanted me to do. The reason why I didn't do it is because the thought of getting married and having a child without my mom devastated me. So I didn't even think I'd get married until I met her. I never planned on getting married because my mom wasn't going to be at my wedding. My mom wasn't going to be there if I had a child, and so I didn't even want to have one. I get married. It's like devastating to me because she always wanted me and my sister to get married very young because she got married at like 19. My dad, they were married 13 years and they got divorced, which I think is such a long time because that's how long me and Rich have been together as a couple. We've been married 11, but together 13. And I'm like, I don't even know how you break up with someone that you've been with that long. It's unfathomable to me. So I'm like, the more I think about it now as an adult, I'm like, how did you do that, Dad? But now he's been with his current wife since I was 7 years old. They got married. I didn't go to their wedding. My mom wouldn't let us go. So whatever. But yeah, so however long that is. So, but anyways, no. I mean, and it's not that I hate my job or think it's terrible. It's just there's certain things you wouldn't do if you had a great relationship with your mom and if, you're trying to have kids, you're married, young. It just wouldn't have gone there. And I'm not saying it's awful that it did. I mean, it's awful my mom died, but I'm not terribly mad that my life went a different way because otherwise I just would have retired as an Air Force flyer, which would have been fine, but I've also got to see things I never would have seen, I don't think I ever would have come to Manhattan being in the Air Force. I mean, it's not really a place they send people. They send you to a lot of places. They don't generally send you to Manhattan. It's just like, why? Why would you send an Air Force person there? It's too expensive. There's not really like a base in Manhattan. I don't know even where the closest one is, to be honest. I've never been to New York when I was in the Air Force. So like, you don't necessarily know of every base on the planet when you're in the military. You usually just know the ones you actually visited and maybe a handful of other ones. So I don't even know what the base is called in New York, to be honest. If there even is one. So I don't even know. But I know the ones that I've been to, you know. But that's what people always think, like, you know, every plane. I was like, you learn a little bit in basic training and in tech school. You learn a little bit, you know, about a lot, especially about like Air Force history and some of the planes, but not that much. You just then go into your job. So you learn about, like, I know about the plane I was on, and I know a little bit about tankers because we would hook up to them for air refueling. And I know about like C-130s because just everyone knows about those. But you know, and I know about a couple of the fighter pilot planes, but even those ones, I'm like, what are they, F-18s now? I don't remember. I know it used to be F-16s. I think they were F-18s when I was in the Air Force. But like, I don't even fully know, because it's not something, I mean, you're talking to the fighter pilots, but not like, hey, tell me all the deets of the plane you're on. It's just like, you know, just don't really, it's just not something. So people are always like thinking, also, I laugh when people go, oh, you were in the Air Force? Do you know my buddy that was in the Air Force? I'm like, you know, there are more than 5 of us. Let me know that. The Air Force is huge. And I'm like, yeah, you're one buddy. Yes, I do know that person. That one. The chances that even if it's on your same base, unless you're in the same job and in the same squadron and in the same flight and, you know, on the same crew, you still might not know each other. Or even if you went to basic training together. It's like 60 dudes and 60 girls. You know, some of the people, the ones that you connect with. I couldn't tell you the names of all the girls or the guys. I know the ones that I became friends with, that we went through tech training together, and more like because we went through tech training less than like the time in basic training. Because like so basic training is like a very intense thing, and you know, you're maybe learning each other's names a bit, but you're just fully in trying to just not mess up and do what you need to do. So you're not like interacting on like, oh, let's become buddies. But then a lot of times the people from basic training you might go to tech school with, but not necessarily. So a lot of people from basic training then go to a different base. You can go to yours. But I do remember there were several people from my basic training that we all went to the same base together. And then those people I became friends with. And those people I was friends with the entire time I was in the Air Force, because if you've had that experience since basic training, you do become really good friends. But like I said, you didn't necessarily bond in basic training. It just was like, oh, you were in my basic training, and then you bond later. You don't really get to talk that much. I mean, you're just doing your thing. It was more like we would talk in the sense of like, can you hold my shirts and braid? Like we would, girls trade. So you don't have to do every task if you want to trade. So some girls like to braid hair. And so they would braid everyone's hair. And so then we would do all of their other stuff. I wasn't good at braiding hair for the other girls. So I would like fold t-shirts for the girls that braided my hair or something like that. So they would French braid my hair. I can do the braids now, but they would French braid my hair because the braids I do now would not be allowed. They would French braid your hair and then they would tuck it under because you have to have it like up. So some girls like never had to do anything to a basic training because they learned how to French braid. So everyone would be like, I'll do this. I'll iron your uniforms. I'll do whatever it is. You know, I'll fold your things. I'll, you know, whatever. But not me. I didn't have a skill in something that was
Joy.
You know, helpful. Mm-hmm. What?
Hey, Sugar Skull Mama would like to know, have you ever heard of Otis Air Force Base on Cape Cod?
No, see, I don't know that.
It's out there, man. It's right out where you're at. She was wanting to know.
That's what I was saying. I didn't know the ones that are out here. To be honest, the furthest I ever went like east when I was in the Air Force was Atlanta, Georgia. And I want to say I went to Virginia, but I can't even remember for sure if I did. I can't, it's sometimes a blur to me, but I know I went to Atlanta, Georgia, and we went to Miami, Florida, but I'd never gone anywhere further east.
They're saying because if you're like that, you wouldn't do this job, that you don't want to do this job, that basically you're doing it because I'm telling you to. This is my plan. Whereas, well, you can tell her what my plan. I mean, don't tell them my plans, but maybe clear.
No, Richard. Oh, here's the thing. why I decided to do this job was one thing is my mom had relied on my dad to take care of her while they were married. And when my dad left, my mom was like destitute. You know, we were like, had nothing. And she was always like, don't ever like just have a man provide for you because you're stupid if you're going to do that because they might leave you one day. So never in my life was I planning on a man taking care of me. That just wasn't my prerogative.
You know, I'm gonna throw something in here now. Bless your mom's heart. Like she wanted to take, like, say, yeah. But the thing is, because she didn't really have any back, she didn't know. Like, okay, if you want to do that, great. What you need to do is you need to study math and science, and you need to go to college, and then you need to get a degree, and then possibly a master's degree, and then you can do it. But without an education, without any of that stuff, it's a little tough to just be the breadwinner.
Right. So what people don't realize is I couldn't be the breadwinner in any other walk of life because I don't have a 4-year degree. I definitely don't have a master's degree. Went to school for like 2 years and I went to the Air Force. Air Force for 4 years doesn't count as anything ever. I'm telling you, when I got out of the Air Force, I could barely get a job at cocktailing at times. I finally got a job in real estate just because my stepmom knew people and they had a position opening. But like they were like, she doesn't have a 4-year degree, and she was like, well, Joy's very good at at anything. She's was a 4.0 student. She just decided to go into the military instead of college. And they were like, okay, we'll make an exception kind of thing because it was like 4-year degree, you don't have that, you're out. Like everything I applied for. And I remember being very frustrated because I was like, well, I was in the military for 4 years, and they're like, yeah, that doesn't quantify as anything to us. Like we don't care. Like it's just like, and so it was frustrating because I should have gone into college. I had like scholarships already that were lining up because I was like one of those, I took all those kind of classes, the AP classes, all the, pre-college prep. Some guy just told me, fuck you and shut the fuck up. So like homeless or wasted person, that's nice. See, I'm told everywhere to be quiet. Even from a homeless person, you think, you're not, fuck that. I told you, it's hard sitting here in this territory. All right. Anyway. Excuse me. So I remember being very frustrated getting out of the Air Force. Oh, so I only went in the Air Force because of 9/11. And I didn't have very many classes left to graduate high school, and 9/11 happened when I was a junior. So I should have just stayed in high school as a senior and then gone to college. But instead, 9/11 happened. And so I was devastated by that because my mom was from New York and she was just devastated. It devastated me as a child or a junior high school student. Junior high school student. So junior high. Junior in high school, I said it all wrong. And, I was very affected by how my mom was affected. And so we were very patriotic. If you guys are too young to know, during 9/11, the entire United States became insanely patriotic. And like going into the military was like something that people felt a lot of pride in. I'd never planned on going in the military. And I'm not saying people don't feel pride now, but it was very much like rah, rah, America. Remember there's that Toby Keith song about American girls, something I forget. Always stand up and something. I forget how the song goes, but they played it at basic training, and like we all just cried. It was like this patriotism was very intense, and I felt so much pride going in the military. Like I just felt such a sense of like yes, we're doing this for America, and then when my mom died, I was just like, I don't know. I just went through a whirlwind. I was just like, I don't even know if I want to be here. I don't know. And prior to that, I never planned on leaving the military. Like before my mom died, I was going to retire in the military because I would have retired at 37 since I joined at 17. You get to retire from the military and get a stipend for life after 20 years. So since I joined at 17, I would have had a retirement from the military at 37, which is already, I'm past that. So I would have been paid, and I could have had other jobs like after that. Like at 37, I could have got out of the military, and they would have given me money for life. They don't do that unless you retire. People keep thinking, no, you can get disability if you got injured, which I could have, but that's nothing like retirement money. That's probably a couple hundred, which retirement money is enough probably to live on. And so I totally had a plan to do that. It was like 37, sign me up to retire. it's awesome. And then I'll go do something else after 37 or stay in, whatever. But, whatever I wanted to do. But when my mom died at 20, I was just like, I don't think I want to stay another 17 years. And I did for a second, but like it just got harder and harder. And then my sister wanted me home was the big factor. And then, when they grounded me from flying, but even after they grounded me, I was going to stay in. Like I was going to do it. I was going to go back to the training where I was going to retrain. But the more my sister pulled me and the more they messed with me after grounding me, I'm just like, I was like on suicide watch and it was really irritating. Just mess with you, the nth level. And you got more and more irritated. So by the time I got out, which was September 24, 2006, I joined September 24, 2002. I have an honorable discharge, but they said, you lost half your hearing. Do you want disability? And I just really wanted to just be away from them. Because I was like, originally I wanted this to be my life, my career for life. Everything that's happened, I just really don't want anything to do with the military. And I never even planned on going to the VA hospital. I didn't even know that was something I could do. My uncle is the one that told me because he had been in the army, way back, just like my parents. And he's like, oh yeah, you can go to a VA facility as far as for healthcare. You can't, they don't give you money, but they will give you free healthcare for your service. So I thought that was cool because I have, utilized that a couple times, but they don't tell you that. They don't say that when you leave the military. All you know is they have the GI Bill. The GI Bill is whatever amount. I don't remember what it is. It's like 50,000. I don't remember. It's like barely enough for college. And then it's so strict. It's so irritating because you can only take certain classes. Like everything I wanted to go for was not under the requirements of what was allowed with the GI Bill. Like it was just annoying. And then if something happens with your class, then now you owe military back money, even though they had given it to you. But so what happened when my brother died, I missed my final. So I couldn't pass this class. So now I owe the military back money and I had to pay them back money. And it was just like, so this is supposed to be something where you're paying for me. And instead now I have to pay you guys back money. And it wasn't like, it was like, they'd give me all this money. I mean, they're giving you just barely enough to live on in college. So you barely get your books. And, I was saying, I think it was spending like $300 a month renting a room from someone, barely survived. And then they're like, oh, that class we're giving you, or you already bought your books, you already, paid your rent or whatever. Like at the end of the semester, like, we need $700 back, which to me was very significant at the time. Now I wouldn't care about that, but as much. I mean, I still really want to pay $700, but they could handle it. But back then, that was like catastrophic to me. I'm like, what? So I had to get on this like payment plan to pay them back, like the payment plan. But it's just like, after that, I was like, I don't want to like end up taking class. And if some life event happens where I lose another family member, now I owe the military back money. So I just didn't finish the GI Bill, and it's only for 10 years. So it's done now. I couldn't go back if I wanted to. Like I have no more. It ends. You don't finish the 50,000. It's a 50,000 or 10 years. I only did it for 2 years and it's been 10 years. So I don't know what I spent from them, not near 50,000, I'm sure. I went to like 2 years at Clark Community College in Vancouver, Washington. The cheapest school ever, I'm sure. Anyways, so it is the most beautiful day in Manhattan. And if I hadn't gotten out of the Air Force, I don't think I ever would be here right this minute, enjoying the most beautiful day, the best city in the whole world. So no, in no way do I hate my job. In no way was it being forced. In no way does Richard force me. It was my choice from here in Panama. Because I was like, wait, those girls are doing that. I can just do that. It was legal there. And I was like, that's fine. I don't mind that. I mean, I had one night stand. I can't be the end of the world. And so, I don't know. This worked out. And many times Richard has wanted to do something different. But the problem is, his different would be that he would then be the breadwinner. Now I'm just like sitting at home as a housewife, and that doesn't work for me because one thing, I struggle with addiction. So if I'm sitting at home all by myself, day in and day out, there's no way I would be sober. Just like I don't do very well here because I am by myself. So I didn't want my husband gone all day as I try to, busy myself with, nonsense and struggle with addictions. So that's why I prefer to be the one working, because I've always had great pride in working. It gives me great pride when I have a successful day. I mean, there's nothing better than having a super successful day at work that you feel like you just really did a good job, and especially if the money came in a good way. So if you had a productive day, but then still making jump change, not so exciting. But with my job, it can be extremely rewarding. I'm just like, wow, because that kind of money that I see, I couldn't fathom as a child. I grew up very poor. I was talking to some people, I've had the experience where what I make in a couple of weeks is what people could make in a year, and that was how I was. What I make in New York is more than my mom ever made in a year. I mean, she was in that low income bracket where you get that money back from the taxes. I think she made like under 20,000 a year my entire life. So like I can make more being in Manhattan than my mom ever made in a year, and it feels good. I know it's an obscure job and it's obscure life, but it also is amazing at times. And it's rewarding and it feels good. And there's no way I could be in Manhattan because I don't even have a degree. It's not gonna pay me to be here on any other level. You're not gonna get a job in these places. Maybe a janitor, but even that you probably takes a while to even. You think about it, even like the maids at the hotel, you'll see them year in and year out if you ever stay at the same hotel. Like especially like there's been a couple times I went back to a hotel that me and Richard had stayed, which now I've been trying to stay at all new places, kind of change it up, make it more interesting. But there were times that like one of my visits, I went back to a hotel that me and Richard had stayed at many times, and it was all still the same staff, and it had been many years because they're not going to lose that job. Even if you're a janitor, even if you're a maid, even if you're in the front desk, if you have a job in a Manhattan hotel, you hold on to that. You know what I mean? It's hard to get in there. I mean, they just choose anybody, even if, even for the most basic jobs here. So that's why another thing that when people are here, they don't really get to change their life very much. So I feel like I kind of have the beauty of getting to kind of have a lot of variety where some people do have to do that same, maid job or the front desk job at the same hotel for their entire career, which could be fun. It could get a little old if you never had anything different, but you're not going to lose it. It's just like the overhead here for all your expenses is too much. You're not going to risk losing, your one job you have at, some quality hotel. So you just stay with it. And I like that I get a little more variety in my life. And I like that I've had several different jobs. I've been at this one for a while, but this one's the most weirdly interesting, so much variety. I never really get bored, except for when I'm not working, but I don't really get bored when I'm working because there's always something different and weird and crazy, different than the last time. Whereas I've had jobs that's like so mundane every day, the same thing, like Groundhog Day. And I don't know, that just wouldn't really fulfill me. It makes me depressed. So it is what it is. But a lot of people want to judge and want to blame Richard when I didn't want Richard to be the breadwinner. I wanted to be so that I felt important, I guess. Honestly, bottom line, I needed the need to be important of like I like to be needed. It's like I'm not the one paying the bills. Deep down, they really don't need me. You know what I mean? Gloria and Rich could survive if they were paying the bills. They don't really need me there. So, like, I don't know. It just kind of also gives you a little bit of like feeling like your family needs you. Where I think men feel that a lot. I think men experience that where they really feel the family needs them because they go, I know that I'm the one taking care of my family, and but like I don't think women experience that much. It's just that's why women fear they're going to be the ones left. They think, oh, my man might leave me because he doesn't really need me. He could replace me. Whereas I'm God, I'll do Richard, whatever, replace me. Like, and I'm just saying just another breadwinner, but it is, like I said, my mom was someone that got cheated on and my dad left her, and that devastated her. And I just didn't want to be that woman. I had some guy that like was like, yeah, I'm just, find someone younger, cuter than you, and and when I get tired of you, and that happens a lot, and especially with these wealthy men. And I just didn't want to be someone's like, throwawayable, thing. It's just, I don't know. And it does happen. So I don't know, call me crazy, but by feeling a sense of being needed, it gave me a sense of purpose. So like without having to take care of Richard Granette, I don't often have a real to really want to work that hard. because I'm like, why? Like, I just don't care. I don't care because you guys know me. I don't care. I'm homeless. It really makes no difference to me. But like, I do have a sense of pride that we have things that I am successful, but I wouldn't do it just because not a laziness. I just am. It just would be like, why? Like, okay, I need X amount, and that would be it. And I would just sit there, with thumb up my ass. Whereas I actually feel cool when I make good money. And it's like, wow, like I've challenged myself by being the breadwinner, and I never thought it would be so rewarding at times. And like it was cool. I remember my first couple of times making like more money than I ever thought, and it was like the coolest feeling ever. Like it was, I don't know, by doing it all myself too, and in the way I did it, I'm just like, oh, that's disgusting. But it's like it's way different than if like you are like working for a company and they're making the money and then they're giving you like a little stipend or something. Like you're like, I did this all myself as a true independent, and no one can like take it away from me, and no one like there's not any point that you can take away like my skills, like where I can survive now for life with what I know to do. Like, and we all can. Surprise, if you don't know what you're doing in this job, you're not going to make enough to survive. You might make a couple dollars, not enough to survive. So the skills I have, and even just the amount of people that already know me, like there isn't a time in life until I'm like really old that I have to worry about like making it. Like I literally have so many people I can call if I'm really in need and just say, can you help me out? And it feels good about that because I can't call my dad. I mean, I can't tap into that very often because people don't want to be like, hey, hold on, how much time? But if it ever was an emergency, I have a handful of people that would step up and they have what I needed. And I don't ever abuse that privilege. You don't, if you ask too many times, someone's never you're not going to do it. But if you reserve it for emergencies, there's people that will do it for me and they don't ask too many questions. They just say, I know if you're asking, you need it, done, And if I asked him every 2 seconds, I would go away. But, so it's just cool. And when you're a poor girl that pretty much was abandoned by your whole family, it feels good that people will step up that are not even your family to help you. Like with one text, one phone call, money will be transferred to me. If in the right setting. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't say it every single day, and I couldn't just. But if needed, it's done. You know what I mean? And it's nice, and it feels good, and it feels good to have people that have your back, and even if it's why they have my back in the sense of it's a weird life, great, but they still do, and people appreciate me because some people need what I do. You don't have any other way. So maybe people don't like them, and anything wrong with them. It's just like it's weird, especially for successful men. It's very difficult sometimes to have relationships. Just sometimes they don't have the time. They don't have the time. They don't have the energy to deal with it. So like this is just way easier for me. This is what I need. This is what I like. I see you every time you're in Manhattan. I don't need anything else. I have a lot of clients that are single, and this is like you're just enough for what I need. I like that you come every couple of months. That's great. That's all I need. I don't have time for anything else. I don't have time to date on Tinder. I have time for this stuff. So I appreciate that to see you because people need what they need sometimes. And so I don't know. I've always felt any person I've ever seen was extremely appreciative. Whereas a lot of people on here judge me, but all of my clients are like, you're the best. I don't know what I would do without you. And it's sometimes weird. Sometimes I'm shocked by people want to see me again. Because some people are it's such an easy thing that some are not. Some of you are just like, it's almost like, really? Like this means something to you? Like that you spend this, you go out of your way, you do these things. But it does. And sometimes I don't fully understand it. Because sometimes I'm just like, I don't get it. Like certain clients I get it. Some of them are really needy and I get that like I'm giving them a lot. Other ones I'm giving them such a small amount, but that's all they want. And I have one client, this is 10 minutes and every time he sees me. And it's just like, that's great. Oh, so good to see you. I'll see you next time. I'm like, all right. And I'm gone. And it's like, feels like, that's it for you. And he's like, oh my God, I just love to see you. You can text me next time you're here. It's the best thing ever. And I'm like, thank you. I'll do that. But you're just like, really? where other people is like so much more demanding, and you kind of get that, but it's nice because there's but the ones that are so just I guess like down to earth, I guess easy in a sense to deal with. You're always like, are you really getting like what? Like, is it like? I would be like, is it really like worth what you're paying for what I just provided? But I guess you say it is because I'm always a little self-conscious when people are just like, bye bye. Love it because I love the job easy, but you do go. But when I keep seeing them time and time again, I go, okay, I guess that's what they want. And so it is nice. Seeing someone again is like probably one of the biggest compliments in the world because like, you know, the one time they might be like, oh shoot, I'm not going to do that again. But when they're like time and time and time again, give me the same amount of money or more or tips year and year after, you're just like, wow, I guess I do make you happy on some level. Like, okay, good. So, anywho, this is such a nice area. There used to be, I don't want to say exactly where I am, but when me and Richard lived here, there used to be this like really neat like garden exhibit. It's funny how some things change in New York and then some things like never change. But there used to be this amazing garden.
Hi, guess who's here?
Oh, hi, how are you? Did you have good fun at the gym?
I just finished my I didn't do exercise, but I went to the pool today.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, well, I was a little late today at 11 o'clock, so I decided not to go. I just went to
Was
the
it
pool.
nice today? Was the weather
But
nice?
it's beautiful, beautiful day over here.
Is it hot or is it kind of nice? Or is it real
How
hot?
many, yeah, how many degrees do you
It's
think?
99 degrees right now.
Oh, yeah,
That's not bad.
No, it's
That's
going to
not,
be 119. I
what?
heard that. 100,
That's going to be insane.
Yeah, that's
I
really
hope I'm not home for that. I hope that happens this weekend, and then I hope it cools before I get home.
Yeah,
119,
I was
I am
gonna
not a
walk, but
fan.
it was so hot. I said, oh, man,
Yeah,
it's
that's too hot to walk. 99 is
it's
too hot to walk.
190 or something. That's what I heard.
But if that happens, I hope it's this weekend because I hate
Yeah,
those days. That's too hot.
but
That just
I
like
think
feels like you walk
we're
into a
gonna get a
sauna.
drink or something, something refreshment. I don't think so. We have any drinks.
Put your
Oh, yeah,
seatbelt on.
Rich. Rich, why don't you
Okay,
take Gloria with like maybe a mocha or something? Maybe mochas?
alrighty.
I think she needs something refreshing. She just got to the she was from the pool. She doesn't want
Hot.
a coffee.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
she was saying
it's
something
100
about.
degrees here.
It's 110, 190.
110, yeah. She wants a refreshing beverage.
That's what I heard.
I was like,
Somebody mentioned it's gonna be 116 or something. I don't know. That's what I felt so hot when I went outside. I said, oh no, I was gonna walk. So
that's
hot.
awesome.
So hot.
Yeah.
What is
So,
it? Oh,
so
tomorrow's dancing.
this is kind
Oh,
of my job. You know, it's like I have to be on call for Gloria here every once in a while.
Once in a while. I wasn't too sure if you were awake or not. I was not gonna. I was gonna walk, but I said, "Oh no, it's too hot," so that I decided to call
Good.
you. Yeah.
yeah, I need to call.
Do you want a Mexican pizza? Pizza for lunch, or do you want me to go to the store and get something refreshing?
I just need some refreshing. I don't need anything to eat. I'm full.
Okay, you don't need anything to eat.
I just need a refreshing.
Great.
Yeah, let's get some.
What sounds good to you to drink?
Well, I don't know if you have refreshments like. I know orange juice we don't have. We're out of have, so we need just something else like.
But what do
Whatever.
Do you have any preferences though? So
I could go inside and figure it out.
okay, we'll figure it out inside. Okay, guys.
That'd be nice.
Just checking in. Just want to say hey, everybody.
Hi, I miss
Hope
you
you
guys.
guys are doing good.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be back.
You guys enjoy yourselves. She's so funny. Should I change the story 3 times? She's so hilarious. So we struggle with like, we don't know what's true or not. She doesn't lie. I think she forgets, or I don't know. It's just funny. She was like, it's going to be 119, and it's just 99 degrees. And she says 110, and she says 116. Something I gotta say. I know something's gonna be a hot winter. Hot weekend. Glorious hilarious. She's so funny. This is why at times in the past we got frustrated because she doesn't mean to lie. Yeah, she just like it's just how she is. And but when you're trying to find out something that you need to know, like that didn't matter, you know, what temperature it is. Was something you need? It can be so frustrating. You're like, wait, what is? It's like, so wasn't that crazy with the cops coming over? That's what we were struggling with that. Richard was trying to find out, like, what did they say? Like, what happened? And so Annette actually was a little bit more helpful in actually kind of regurgitating what the police had actually said. Because Gloria's like, I don't know. They just asked for my ID. I don't know. We're like, they just came over and asked your ID. That's all they said. There was nothing else. So Annette was like, no, I guess they were worried about their safety. Weirdos out there. And I don't want to get back on the topic of that. I don't even know. He's creepy. And I think they were worried about our safety because the guy was, I don't even know what the whole story was as the police coming over that night. But I have to always tell Annette, like, they're not coming to arrest you because she gets scared because she's been arrested in the past. So every time, like, the cops get called to the house, like, that traumatizes her. So I don't know how it happened this time. I don't know if someone called, what happened. But every time it happens, it traumatizes Annette. And that's just not cool. And so, because she thinks they're going to arrest her because it happened in the past. So she has, like, PTSD. And so I have to always tell her, I'm like, you're not going to ever be arrested again. It's not going to happen. I want to make sure you're okay. Make sure everything's okay at the house. Everyone's safe. A lot of weirdos out there. They've been stalking us. But she just doesn't like that. You know? It sends her through a whirlwind. Gets real scared. Because, you know, if you'd been arrested and they came to your house to arrest you like they did to her before, everything just like came right to her house and just took her. And the next time the cops come, you don't think that's going to happen again, you know? So it's very traumatizing her. So that's why we get really frustrated. It was just me and Rich, you know, and you guys kept calling the cops. I don't even know how it happened this time. But, and we, you know, it wouldn't be as big a deal, but every time it happens, it traumatizes Annette, and that's just not fair. Yeah, that's why we get real upset about that. And that's why it's frustrating is people always try to say they're looking out for Annette as they like traumatize her. It's just like, no. But I don't know what happened this time. Honestly. No, we couldn't get it full straight. Annette just said he just wanted to make sure she was okay, that no one was being harmed, and there's some broadcasts. But I was doing a broadcast, so I don't know what was the fear of safety of anything. That's like, I'm confused other than what we were saying about Mark, but like maybe they thought Mark was going to come hurt Richard and the family. I don't know, because if they were trying to say if anyway I was hurting anyone, I'm all the way in New York. I was just, I mean, so it was, I didn't know what was going on there. But anyways, normally they come and they're like, oh, we need to talk to Joy because the Pancake Gate. That's what the whole thing was for you. Joy and the Pancake Gate, you know. But this time, I'm like, oh, what they came for. That makes sense. And they didn't want to talk to anyone. That, you know, they just talked to Gloria and moved along. So I don't know why. Such a weird stop by, but I guess it made us feel a little bit safe that WMPD has our back, but weird at the same token too. I'm glad I was there. I hate when they stop by. That makes me uncomfortable. Especially because it's always like they're always just like, oh, we just came by and we heard someone was on pancakes. It's like, it's even worth police's time. Someone throwing pancakes. I don't understand why you come on a call like that. What's going on? Okay, we got what store?
We're going to the grocery store now.
Which one? They got Albertsons?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But I wasn't going to say it out loud. Please, Joy.
Oh, sorry. They know.
It's like, you really have to think. Think about what you're going to say first. Okay. I'll be back.
I guess I gotta go shopping. That's cool. That's cool. Gloria's actually going. I'm glad. We're always trying to get her to go. I think she must be starting to feel better, so that's good. Because we ask her all the time if she wants to go, and she's like, oh, you guys just go. So I'm glad she goes, because sometimes we just want her to go pick out what she wants. Because we have to go and we have to think about what they want. And it's hard to know exactly what someone else wants. Like we try to get, certain things we know, like, oh, they like this, but like sometimes someone wants a different variety that we wouldn't even know to get. So I'm really glad when she goes because then it's like, oh, she can actually pick out some things that we might not even know to get. So that's good. I know we got mad at one time. That was like a long time ago when we didn't really have the money, and then she was trying to buy like gift cards of like for game consoles that no one had. But it's been a long time since an event like that because we, life is different for us all now. And now I'm here in Manhattan and making tons of money, so I don't worry about even if she bought that gift card now. But at the time, it was much harder. And even though I was in Manhattan, we were not caught up yet. So now when I come to Manhattan, like we're pretty caught up and we just, continue to like keep ourselves, on track. And if I don't come here, then we'll get behind. But the other time I was here, one of my first trips, since I've been blogging with you guys, it was like November. We were not caught up. We were way behind. So every expense, we were like, oh, we're scared because I need to make sure I make enough to get us back caught up. And now we're like caught up. We just stay on top of it by sending me to New York. That's why I've been coming so often so we don't get behind ever again. Because it's really scary once we start getting behind. In Vegas, when it gets slow, we're just like, what thing can we pay? What thing can we don't? Like, what do we do? And some things have terrible late fees, so you pay those first. Some things like we never, pay the car payment late ever because that's helped us get lower car payments. We try to never have things late. But often, you'll miss a credit card here and there, and like now I can charge you like a $45 late fee or whatever it is, $25 late fee, and it's your only your minimum due was like $25, and they charge you like $25 late fee. Or these things, some things are higher late fees. So we just hate once we start being late because then you get more fees. So you're already behind, and you get more fees. And then if you accidentally overdraft because you don't have money, now you get all those fees. So getting behind can just be catastrophic. And so we just don't want that to ever happen again. But that's why, we were in a lot of stress. But now we're staying up on top of things. So like, I don't care. She can buy whatever she wants in the store. It doesn't bother me. Well, in November, it was like, don't buy that gift card. We don't have that money. We don't need to buy things we don't need that no one will use ever. But yeah, so when people think like we were so uptight, it was just times were different. Like we were trying to, save the house and save the family and make sure everyone had food in their bellies. Where now it's like, yeah, go choose what food you want. This is like, as long as you have something sustainable. Now it's like, get whatever you want. So it's just changed. And I'm glad it's this way. I didn't want it to be that way. It wasn't planning on being that way long. We were just trying to balance everything, trying to juggle all these balls and not have them drop. And so when you guys would see our stress that seemed mean, it was just due to anxiety of like not thinking we would be able to survive if things were wasted here and there. If we didn't penny pinch, we weren't going to make it, So now we don't have to penny pinch, so I don't care. It's like we're taking Annette tomorrow to get her hair done. We need to set up an appointment for Gloria, but the problem is Jessica is a net stylist, so I need to find another stylist for Gloria. So I'm gonna have to do that when I get back because Richard didn't want to deal with it, and I got too busy. So I was going to schedule them both appointments, but I needed to call about a new stylist because a net stylist, is doing her hair. I wanted them to be at the same time. And this place is weird, the salon. You have to call by the stylist. You can't just call the salon and make an appointment. You have to know the individual stylist. And then you text the individual stylist and you say, can you see Annette at this time? Or, when can you see her on Friday? And she'll tell me a time. But I can't actually call the salon. That's not how they work. It's the weirdest thing. I've never seen salon where they give you the ladies' numbers. Like you don't make appointments to the salon on any level. You make appointments to the individual stylist. So I need to find another stylist for Gloria who want to get her hair done. But I said, well, what? Annette really needs hers done. So let's just make a next appointment and then I'll work on that when I get back and finding Gloria another stylist. Or maybe even when she's not doing Annette's hair, have Gloria go another day. But I thought it would be difficult to have Gloria sitting there the entire time while she's doing Annette's hair. That'd be second. I would rather them go at like the same time. Maybe down at the same time kind of thing. But anyways, I'll figure it out when it's just hard when I'm here. It should be easy because I can just I get so many other things going on, and you're like, oh, we're just sitting here now, but I'm still not here. I'm not doing a vlog. So either vlogging, working, trying to sleep, or walking around. That's like mostly what I do here. But often I'm not just sitting in my room like with all this free time. I'm usually doing something. Um, Especially this trip. Some trips I have a little bit more free time. This trip I've been pretty busy, pretty solidly busy. Um, but I am gonna jump off pretty soon. I don't know how long I've been on here. I'm really trying to get the channel going again. It's difficult because I once again offended everybody, kicked out of the algorithm, I'm upset about it because it was going well. And then me being dumb and drunk, offended everyone, and now YouTube has us, in timeout again. It just keeps happening, all due to me, and I just get frustrated, and it's like, why do I do these things? So I'm hoping we can get back in their favor, and then semi like us again, but I don't know. It might be too many chances they've given us, and we keep messing up. We keep saying inappropriate things, doing inappropriate things for YouTube. They got their guidelines, community guidelines, and keep, stepping over the boundary. They might eventually be like, just don't want you guys to be on the channel, and that would be sad. So I'm really hoping I don't keep offending people. So I'm really hoping I can bounce back and, get back in the favor of YouTube again. I can't take back what I did. I can't go backwards. I wish I could. Just not have had that day happen. I'm so mad that day because my thing wasn't working and they didn't know how to do earpods. I kept telling Rich to just send me the StreamYard thing, and he didn't want to do StreamYard. He wanted me to just do it, like, just start the live myself. But I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I never do this. I get the general premise of starting a live. The thing is, it didn't work. Like, you guys couldn't hear me, whether I had my headphones or not. And it was just frustrating. And then, so by the time we finally get it up, it's like before it's 10, I'm already irritated, and I'm drunk, and I start saying the stupidest things, getting on some rants. And now, ever since then, it's been like our numbers have just like gone into the 20s. Like no views for anything, like nothing. Like, once again, and we worked so hard to get it back going again because it's happened to us before. I've done it several times now, and I'm just frustrated that I don't know how I keep doing this over and over and over and over and over to myself. It's like, Joy, did you ever learn a lesson? But anyways, Richard, you there running up like so in the grocery store. I'm probably gonna go soon. I want to get back to my hotel room. I gotta start kind of preparing for work tonight because it's already 3 here. I'll be make some burgers and start texting people for. I have a people that want me to text them for tonight because it's Thursday night, which is usually a pretty good night. And Friday's really good, but pretty much like the rest of the time I'm here is going to be pretty busy. Hopefully, like fingers crossed. But that's the weekend is the busiest time. So like Thursday to Monday are very busy. So like Wednesday was my chill day. Today during the day was a little bit of a chill day, but now it's like press for work. It's like the final push. It's like go home Tuesday morning. I think I don't even know what time my flight. Somewhat time on Tuesday I get home. And but, you have to check out your hotel at 11. Whether my flight, I don't know what time my flight is, but like so I always have to leave. I was in Manhattan around 11 or something, even if unless my flight's earlier. But if it's like a later flight, I don't even know the time I have to look. I forget Richard's schedule. I don't have any clue. I don't know if it's morning, afternoon, or evening. But if it's morning, like before checkout, then I just have to leave early. But if it's like evening after checkout, then I have to leave at 11 and just sit at the airport until my flight. Because I have all my stuff, and I just head to the airport instead of like walk around Manhattan with like 3 big bags. It's just and in the way. So once 11 starts, I'm like headed to the airport. But this might even be a morning one. I'd have to check. I don't even know. I'll look at somewhere. But sometimes that's easier because then you don't have to sit at the airport for hours. But then you have to leave your room earlier, so it's a little more. But anyways, But yeah, so tonight, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday, were fabulous days for Manhattan. I almost wanted to come home, but it was like I have to just say because I was worried that it could potentially not be a great weekend because there are sometimes the weekends aren't as good as other weekends, but I'm already getting a pretty good vibe today that it's gonna be a good weekend. 'Cause some people already like reached out to me about the weekend, whereas yesterday I was like, I don't know, should I just throw in the towel and come home early? But it just didn't make sense, and I actually want to stay for the weekend because I'm kind of not ready to go yet in the sense of like I'm still enjoying being in New York for a couple more days. But it was more like one of those money things of does it make sense to pay my room for the whole weekend? Like, is it going to pan out? Like, is it going to be worthwhile? Because the rooms are not cheap. So it's, X amount of money I have to shell out tomorrow. And then I have to like make it back. And it was like, do we just, because I have enough, like, where I've made enough that I could have just come home today and been like, that's fine. And then I'm like, I'm gonna risk it. I think it's gonna pan out where I make over what we pay. So I'm already feeling good about it. A lot of people are already reaching out. But earlier in the day, I was feeling very negative of like, I don't even know if it's gonna work out. Should I just like not risk the money and just come home? Because it is that you have to shell out the money and then hope you get it back. Hope you make more or at least break even. And so it's one of those evaluations of like, but I think it's gonna work out. And it's like a big lump sum of money because I'm paying for uh, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night, which are like prime days in Manhattan for the hotels that are the most expensive. So the amount I have to pay tomorrow is pretty high. So it was like, like I could just pocket that, just come home and just keep that money in our pocket because we have what we need. Or I can hope for the best, shell out the money, and just fingers crossed it comes back and some. So that was like the evaluation we had to do this morning. But then when we looked at the flights, because we said, well, let's look into what it would cost to bring you home today, because I was talking to Rich this morning, just in case. And it was like the flight is going to be way too expensive. So it kind of answered the question. I was like, well, then I'd lose my other flight to pay more up for this flight. So I know it's going to at least, I know it's going to at least break even. I'm hoping it's not just break even, because then it's like, well, I stay the whole weekend and just break even. It'll be fine because I do enjoy being here. It's fun being in Manhattan, but I'm not here to break even. I'm here to make money. Not be like, oh, I made what it cost for my hotel and my ads. Okay, great. For like the final weekend. Like I've already made plenty of money. We already paid everything. But I'm saying like, I don't like the weekend to be like even a break even weekend because that just doesn't seem worthwhile. If I come here for that, to make money, not just like pay for my stay. That makes sense. It's not a vacation. So that was fun. We were like, but I think I have, like I said, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Monday night to definitely probably make way more than what I'm shelling out. But I think some people will go like, when they hear, you mention a couple people, how much did you make? They're like, oh, I'm gonna be like, yeah, but you understand there's a lot of expenses in that. Because the hotel rooms alone get pretty pricey. And then we have ads. And then I have my expenses of food and alcohol or souvenirs or every stupid thing I decide to get while I'm here for transportation or whatever it is. Airfare. All these things are deducted, they're expenses. So even though I might make X amount, you gotta go, well, how much did we net? So that's always the evaluation then. So some trips, the expenses can be more than others. So the more we keep the expenses down, way better. So this trip is cool because we have a lot of it on credit. So even though it's going to cost us in the next 6 months, at least it didn't come out this month, which is summer is a bad month. Summer is bad months for Vegas. June, July, August are not great months for Vegas. So I'd rather push the expense out over a 6 month span and do it all this month. So this is the first time we've had that opportunity because normally we didn't offer us that kind of credit on Expedia. So that's great. And so I also though don't want it to be a break even there either. Right? I don't want, even if it's though it's spread out. So, but so far that hasn't happened. I've already overmade what that was charged. It was charged, but like I said, moving forward, now this one is going to be out of pocket. So it's like that was a little bit more like, do we do it or not? But I'm pressing forward. We're doing it, and I'm happy. I wouldn't want to leave today, honestly. But I woke up in a bad mood because I felt bad about messing up the algorithm, and I'm like, stay, should just come home. Anyways, you guys, my friends, I guess, sorry, horrible dream about this. Oh my god, it was the saddest thing. So I woke up in like horror because my dream was that I came home and Casper was hairless. Like those weird like cats or dogs that are like hairless. What all you see is like their skin. And it was like traumatizing. Like he knew he was. And I picked him up from under the bed and he had like no hair and he like looked really weird. And I was like, oh my god, Casper. He had no hair. It was like the saddest thing. I'm like, oh, I hope that's not gonna be true. Wouldn't that be crazy? That would be awful. Oh, it's sad day. Like I woke up and I was just dreaming. Poor baby. I really miss him. Can't wait to see him. That is one of the hardest things being here, is being away from my family, my money. But I do love being here. So it's a toss up because I love being here, but I also miss everyone. But I don't dislike being here. If anyone thinks I dislike being in Manhattan, you're insane. I mean, it's my favorite place in the whole world. I love just walking around Manhattan. It was like couldn't be a better thing ever. I mean, if you said what thing you like to do most in the whole world, I'd probably say walking around Manhattan. I mean, it's just literally my favorite thing. So coming here is not a bad thing, but it is challenging and break my sobriety. It's also worth it for the amount of money I make. It's still hard. It's hard making a fool of myself and then get myself in trouble again on the channel for saying something offensive, which I wouldn't say if I hadn't been drunk. But I hope Rich is there in a second because it's actually starting to get a little bit much chilly. Get windy and I'm just getting tired. I kind of need a nap before work too. I'm just because I am a little bit sick, I think. I'm hoping it's not like anything too serious where it like turns into that's my other thing is I hope I'm not gonna get sicker. Like I'm feeling I'm getting better. I'm feeling my voice is coming back. This morning I woke up not feeling well at all. And like I barely could speak and I was coughing, like, oh no. If I get sick, I gotta go. They can't be working when I'm sick. No one's going like that. But then I'm seeing that I'm already starting to feel better. And I'm glad I took off last night and then took off, all today. So I feel that I'm starting to kind of get better, if anything. And I've been sleeping in the last 2 days. I slept in really late for me. Today was like 9:30, and the day before was like noon. And that's so late for me. I mean, I kept waking up, but I was like, I'm not getting up until I feel like it. And I just laid in bed, and that's like super late for me. And you never stay in bed that long. But I realized I wasn't feeling well. So, but sleeping good for 2 nights, pretty good. One night I didn't sleep that well, but at least I was in bed. But I had cold sweats. I wasn't last night. But last night I slept, and it's getting late. It's gonna get like October soon, which I thought was getting really late. But I really want Rich to jump on because I kind of need to go, you guys. I kind of want to move along here, but I can't be walking towards the hotel because I don't want anyone to know where I'm going. It makes it such a pain. So the streets. It's true. Because otherwise I would just like walk around and show you guys the city. But it's like, I don't know. I guess I could just walk a different direction and walk around. But I'm kind of just ready to go back to my hotel. I'm kind of getting tired and need to take a nap before I go out tonight again. You never know when I go out. It could be like another all night extravaganza. I never know until I see someone and then they tell me to stay longer. So I don't know if it's going to be an hour, if it's going to be 10 hours. And so sometimes you're not prepared for 10 hours when you thought it was going to be an hour. It's going to be very tiring. And that happens only in Manhattan. In Vegas, no one's going to pay you for 10 hours straight. So they have to pay you by the hour. That's a lot of money. Here they will. And so, but there's also that moment where you're like, I didn't really want to be. I committed to something for 10 hours, but you can pay me an hour, I'm sure I'll stay. But then you're finally like, oh, I gotta go, I'm tired. And but anyways, I need to start walking. It's kinda, my foot is cramping up. I'm sitting like that. Um, I'm gonna start walking. I'm not walking towards my hotel, so I'm just gonna walk. It's a aimless kind of, I don't know, thing. And we'll just kind of check out the city until Rich pops back on, and then I'm gonna jump off because I really am getting a little sleepy. I think a good nap would be good. Usually, I could really use a nice nap. Let's just go on a little tour, you guys. Let's move along. It's actually a very nice experience sitting here. Very peaceful. It's just a gorgeous day. I love when it's kind of windy. It's a little bit chilly. It's nice, nice. I feel very, very honored to get to be here. I mean, okay, very few people in the world get to be here, but that doesn't say that there's billions of people here. But still, like, not everyone gets to be here, you know what I mean? So, like it's that, you know, there are people that get to be here, but it's like, if you get to be one of those people, it is an honor. So when me and Richard lived in New York, there was a time, I mean, at times weren't as good because, you know, it was during the pandemic. Sometimes business was a little hit and miss during the pandemic. Like it could be like now it's much more consistent. But there, I mean, there was less people here. A lot of people had moved out of the city, so it was a little bit harder. And so at one point, we had to sell Richard's lenses, and we sold it to this place over here. It's called B&H, photo, video, pro audio. They bought all of Richard's lenses, which sold them for like just nothing what we paid for them. It's a really sad moment for us. We had some really cool ones. He had like this huge telephoto one that you could like take photos of the moon. And we had paid for that lens alone $1,200. And they only gave us like $1,500 for like 6 lenses. And one of them was $1,200 on its own. Yeah, and every other one was around 1,000. So it was like, oh, you're like, you want to do it? We're like, well, I gotta pay rent. Sure, do it. It was a sad moment though, and I miss those lenses. They're really cool. And Richard, and you know, we had gotten them a lot of on eBay, so some of them were even worth more than what we had paid. You know, so what we had paid was around 1,000, but they were even maybe more valuable than that because we got them on, you know, used. Oh wow, what a beautiful day! Look at that one. Is it the Chrysler building? What is it? What do you guys see? I don't know the names of the buildings, to be honest. I'm actually not an expert in the names of the buildings. That one, Chrysler, I always forget which one's which. That one's pretty. Look how many stories that one is. So many. It's a pretty big. But yeah, it is just fabulous day in the city. I need a nap so bad. I think I'm getting a little sick. I hope I'm getting better and not sicker. That's what makes me nervous because if I end up like getting really sick, that would just be like catastrophic. So I'm like, please don't let that happen. Please. So I'm hoping I'm like on the getting better. I feel like my voice is coming back a little bit. So I feel like I am getting better, not worse. But this morning I didn't feel well at all. But now I'm feeling much better. So anywho, is Rich there? I really I am tired though, so it gets hard for me to even kind of like come up with things to say sometimes because I am starting to just get tired. And so I know you guys can talk forever, but when I'm not feeling well or tired, I actually feel kind of a quiet person. Sometimes I don't say anything. Few and far between those times, but it does happen. You know what? I'm gonna go sit on those steps that I like over here and wait for Rich. I like these steps over here. I got those for over here. Cool. Go in the right way for these cool steps. ones I was at they're near MSG. I like these ones because apparently a lot of steps you get kicked off of. These ones you're allowed to sit. Like people sit there and have their lunch and stuff. So I'm just gonna pop a squat over there. I really hope Rich jumps on because I'm trying to keep you guys entertained. But I want to just kind of like turn it off, but then I feel like he wants to like come on and jump on and talk to you guys. So I think he's at this tour with Gloria. So I'm trying to like think of things to say, but I'm really my brain's starting to go to just mush because I need a nap. And I can feel I'm just like tired. So I can tell I'm not feeling well when I sleep in because that me not want to get out of bed is weird. Like I'm gonna like usually spring out of bed. Oh, it's morning. Oh, it's 5 a.m. Oh, it's 4 a.m. But when I'm like, one more hour, 1 more hour, there's like really like I could even just sleep all day for the most part until I have to work. But I don't let myself do that. Like I'm just not one of those people. I hate sleeping all day. So even here I go, get up, Joy. So I'm like, really, I could sleep longer until I need to. But I'm like, no, I'm not gonna just sleep all day in my room. I'm in Manhattan. Like so sleeping till like 9, especially noon, way too late for me. But I do, I don't feel well. I think it helps because I am feeling better, but not perfect yet. But oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Papa's crying. I'm trying to take my jacket off because now it's getting warmer. It's gorgeous. It's just such a stunning day. I wish I wasn't so tired. Um, I partially did it to myself too by drinking. I don't think that helps. I didn't let feed the pigeons anymore. I'm mad about that. He used to let you feed the pigeons. The world keeps changing in ways I don't like. Um, you can't feed animals, poor things. They're all sitting here just waiting for a snack, and no one will feed them. Oh my gosh, so many of them. Poor sweeties. It's BS. Look at all of them. They're all just sitting here hungry. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I have no food. Otherwise, I'd totally feed you. I don't care. You can find me. I don't have any. If I had bread, can't hold me back. Look at all these fellas, all hungry, just waiting for a snack, and no one wants to get fined. I'm sorry, little fellas. I would feed you if I had any food on me. I wouldn't care what they say. Hi, fellas. Oh, I'm sorry. They're big meanies. Won't give me no food no more. Kinda sorry. Poor little sweeties. I was waiting for a snack, not knowing the city made it illegal, so no one wants to feed them. They go, why didn't everyone give a snack like they used to? Oh, that breaks my heart. Poor babies. Just hungry sitting here. So it made me mad and do things like that. Feed animals. I mean, I don't like that at all. Really makes me mad. They did that in Vegas, and I was so happy that New York was not that way. I remember feeling so proud when we moved here. I was like, oh, New York lets you feed the pigeons. That's so great. And of course, they've changed that since we lived here. It irritates me. Things like that. Like, it's such bad karma. It's not the end of the world. We have some pigeons on the steps in Manhattan. All the poop. Who cares if they poop? They're a part of nature. Those sweeties. Oh, I wish I had bread. If I had bread, I'd be all about it. And they can find me. I don't care. I don't find me, you guys. I'm sorry. Tempts me to go to the store and get some bread. Such a rebel. Told me not to feed the pigeons. Ah, good thing I don't have any. 'Cause if I had bread, there's not a thing on earth that would get me to stop feeding the pigeons. I don't care. Just find me. but I don't have bread, so I'll like evaluate if it's the right decision. So I'll go to the store to get bread, to then come back and probably get fined. I'm here to make money. Decisions. This is breaking my heart. Take this. But seriously, no one will give them a snack. We're all sitting here just waiting for anyone to give a piece of bread. Just hoping for the best. And they have signs everywhere. Don't be feeding the pigeons. It's one of New York's thing. They were always really cool about that. It's like you could feed the pigeons. I'm very upset about this one thing. I'm not happy with this. I don't find it cool at all. Mm. It makes me I should feel sit this way. I think it's prettier going this way. Watch this. I'm gonna turn around. I think all you guys are looking at is like I don't even know what that is. I think it's a train station. It looks like a courthouse, but I think it's I feel like I had to really watch this shirt. I bend over, you see down my shirt, and then I'll get in trouble again from YouTube, and not my intention, nor is it ever. Yeah, piss everyone off, even though I do it all the time. But I think if I go like this, bring it down, I think I think that's a little bit prettier. It is like it's a prettier picture. All right. You don't have any food, guys. Pigeons, oh sweeties. You know, if I had food, I would totally feed the pigeons. So this is great. This is a very nice setting right now. Like the weather I couldn't ask for better weather. So pretty. Just a good energy out here. A lot of people just mulling about, but not in like a too rushy of a way. Like everyone kind of just seems like they're just kind of in kind of chill vibe. I don't know. There's a real good energy out here. Sometimes it's just like this crazy energy where it's just like everyone is just like mulling each other over to get. This is more a very calm energy. And hear the horns. I love when the horns honk at you when you're in the right of way. So often the cars will honk at you when you're crossing when you have the right of way. They're like, get away, get away. And I'm like, pedestrians have the right of way, especially with this crosswalk. Yeah, everything you gotta like move it. Go back, move it up, give the walk right, go, 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 go. So they honk at all the pedestrians as they're crossing. It's funny. New York is funny with their horns. Some places are so offended if you honk the horn. Here, it's just what they do. This is how you get around. So it's interesting when you see all the taxis over here. They're over here by MSG. You don't see taxis that often in New York anymore. And I'm just all these taxis over here, but that's rare. There's not very many taxis, honestly, because of Uber and Lyft. That it's very hard to get a taxi in New York. Like we've tried to flag them down before. They usually have someone in them because they're very few and far between. That if one is driving, often they have a passenger. Because it used to be like all taxis. I mean, I didn't live here then, but I know that's how it was. There was no Uber in Lyft. But ever since Uber and Lyft, there's fewer and few taxis. But over here, there's a lot. It's by the stadium. So the MSG is right on the other side of MSG was that hotel that we stayed at, the Stewart Hotel in NYC. They got, oh, I see you. I know. I wish I had bread. They fly right at my head, and they know I would give them bread. I think animals know who would do it. Yes, I would. Yes, you know it's me. Oh, don't give me those looks. When everybody give me the sad looks, I might not be able to resist this. Can't do it on live though. Everyone would be like, "Oh my God, call the cops on you! I'm feeding the birds or something." Never end. But I might not be able to resist this. I might not be able to. I don't know. I just feel like I would do it. Here it comes. Here it comes. For it on mine. This is just difficult though. And they're all just looking at me. And could you spare little snacks for us? I wish. I know. Cruelty. I mean, they're all gonna starve. This is terrible. Wrong. You're not feeding the pigeons. The ones that are currently here are just gonna starve, and that's terrible. I don't like. Some people might be okay doing that kind of stuff, not me, and that makes me very mad. And so that's why I become a rebel, and I'd be like, I'll feed them, and you get yourself in trouble. And it's just like I've been fined for feeding pigeons in Vegas. Yep, I did, and I still learn because I want to do it again. Uh, but anyways, thank you everybody for being here. We're gonna try to get the channel back on track, get the views up, but it's offended everybody, so I'm sorry. Apologize for the things I said. Weird thing I was saying about sexuality. Apologize. Oh, there they all go. Well, bye guys. I think I didn't have to get fined, I guess. And carried about their way. Oh, sweeties. Probably someone fed them over there. Someone throws something they all went on or admission over there. They saw some bread. Oh, it don't look like it. They're just hoping. They're hopeful. They thought they saw something. Poor kids. But anyways, I'm not done about you guys. I'm just tired. I was very tired. My voice is still so
Hey, I'm back.
not that. There you are. I've been waiting for you because I was like,
Sorry
barely
about
hanging
that.
on
Yeah, I was
there.
just like, oh my gosh, that was a
I'm
handful.
so tired. What just happened? Tell me.
Oh, just just hard because it's like, oh, here she comes. All right, there she goes. Okay,
What'd you guys get?
we got chicken. I got them some refreshments. I spent about. I got a bunch
What kind of refreshment was she having in mind? I didn't understand what she
I
was
have
wanting.
no idea. I have no
No,
idea.
but what did you get? But what did you get? No, but what did you get?
What did I end up getting?
Yeah, what was the refreshment she wanted?
I ended up getting a frappuccino. That's what I was saying. I was getting a frappuccino.
Oh, okay, so I was right. They did want that. I said a
Yeah.
mocha.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what she meant by refreshment. Because I mean, they have the one she usually likes is like orange juice and Diet Coke and water is usually what Gloria likes to drink, or tea. And so I didn't know what.
Right. It was
what
just tough because
refreshment
she,
she
it's
wanted.
like I was trying to do stuff and then she kind of wanders up this direction, wanders up that direction. It's like I can't. If I go over here, so I'm trying to get stuff for me, and she's running off to go get this, and it's like, oh my gosh! So we got two things of orange juice by mistake. Anyways,
And they'll drink it. The net like downs orange juice with so much sugar, but she likes it. It's like one of them things.
okay.
Sometimes the
Are
net
you
will go
ready to
through
hit the
the whole
stream?
thing.
Okay. Thanks,
Oh
guys.
wait. Oh, I thought you were
I
gonna
gotta go.
maybe.
I gotta unload the. I gotta go. I gotta unload the car and stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
What's that?
I thought he was gonna come on and chat with you guys. We'll come back on. Probably not tonight, but definitely tomorrow. But I am tired today. I need to take another nap before I work tonight. And then I think I'll feel better because I feel that I am getting better. I don't think I'm getting worse, but I think I've just needed extra rest. So I think it was more out of exhaustion. I don't think I have like a cold per se. Like it's not like it doesn't feel like something that I just feel like when you get really worn down because like you don't get enough sleep and you just get like you're just kind of like not like sick like where it's something contagious sick, more just like I don't feel well because I've been like maybe straining myself too much of like not getting enough sleep, not maybe giving myself the right nutrition, drinking alcohol, things like that. Oh, now it's getting chilly again. It's like chilly not. It goes like but yeah. So anyways, I guess we're starting off here. Rich says he's unloading the car. I thought he was coming on to chat. I don't know what we're doing here. She seems really irritated after that. It is. I mean, you guys do understand. It can be very irritating shopping with Gloria. It's just she just like you said just does her own thing that there's no rhyme or reason to it. Just sounds weird. Just goes off. But I just can't. I can't with these birds. This is just it can't last much longer. It was just like they just are like begging me for food, and it breaks my heart. We like absolutely adore pigeons, but I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it even though I want to so bad, but I don't know how long I can sit here and have them stare at me because I feel so bad. If I had bread, it would have been over. Like I would have already tossed it. There's no way I could resist them. And since I have to go all the way to the store, like which is not even close to here, um, I don't see like even if it's oh here. Oh hi sweeties. Oh my gosh. I know. Life is hard being a pigeon, huh? When they won't let anyone feed you, huh? I know. It's a hard knock life for you. It's a hard knock life. I hate that they won't feed them poor babies. Just have them sit here and just stare at us and starve. That's just horrific to do to animals. I can't believe that New York is doing this. Because New York is usually very good about, taking care of the wildlife and the greenery and stuff. The fact that they're like, don't feed the birds so you can just literally watch them starve in front of your eyes on the steps. Just, that is not cool. That I am not a fan of this new rule. I can't with this. This is just making me very mad. It's new too, because I've been here a couple of times, um, and I don't ever remember seeing that. Like I think it's fairly new, this new thing, because I know when we lived here that was not a rule. But even when I visited, I remember everyone like I've sat on these steps and everyone was feeding the pigeons. And it's like now this trip I saw these new signs and now no one's feeding them. And they're sitting here hoping anyone will, and no one's even, throwing them a bone here. They're like, just give me some bread. Anybody. Bueller, Bueller. There's cruelty to the poor animals. Not happy. But anyway, I don't know if it's just coming back on or if I'm supposed to sign off. Miscommunication of things here. And he's got all this going on, and I'm just having trouble because I need a nap, so it's hard for me to because normally I can just talk, the ear off an elephant, but when I'm tired and sleepy, then there's not a lot of thoughts come to my head, so it just gets harder, and especially if he just keeps taking off, and I'm like, hey, where'd you go? What's going on? Do you want me to end? Are we coming? Are you coming on? So I'm like, I don't know what to do, but I keep just babbling. Okay. I thought I wanted him to come on and maybe chat with you guys for a minute. Because I like when he ends the vlog. I like when I do the vlog and then he comes in. Oh my gosh, this is getting overwhelming with the amount of pigeons. I can barely take this because I don't know if you guys know. I adore pigeons. Most people don't, but I know they're a nuisance, and I get that. But this is just not right. Because they used to always be fed on these steps. So now they expect anyone they're for someone they don't understand why no one will give them any food anymore. So it's kind of tragic. I mean, I'm sure they get some on some level, but not from these steps. I can see that no one is giving them anything. They're all these people. Oh, I just can't with this. Some of them are really skinny too. This is making me mad. This is like a tag on Manhattan. You don't you don't have this wonderful setting where everyone used to always feed the birds, and the birds have been coming for years. And then one day say don't feed them, so every bird that comes back just sits here and just stares and is starving. Anyone that hates pigeons, then you don't understand that you cannot hate part of nature just because they poop. Well, so do we. Oh, they poop on the steps. They're animals. But they don't mean you don't feed them. Oh, you almost flew right in my head. I know they try to get your attention. It's not an aggressive thing. They're just saying, you got anything that's you can get me as a snack? Yeah, unfortunately, I don't, and unfortunately, they're gonna find me. I know I see you. I know you're hungry. It's very mad. I'm very mad about this right now. I'm gonna have to leave soon because I just can't take it with this. I can't take it with them torturing the animals here. It's just too much. Not one person will give a piece of bread. One must be fined $450. These. But anyways, guys, I don't know where Rich went, and I'm just tired. I'm just gonna have to sign off. I don't think he's coming back, and I want to talk to you guys, but I just am tired, and a lot of thoughts don't come to my head when I'm tired, so I need to go back to my room, take a nap, and then get ready for tonight. Take a shower, take another shower. I took a shower this morning, but take a nap, then take another shower, get ready for work. Oh. Anyways, guys, I will catch y'all later. Thanks, thanks everyone for the super chats and everything, and hopefully we can, get the channel back where we're back in the algorithm, and not piss everyone off. But I'm sorry for the things I said, and that one of these days, probably tomorrow, maybe tonight, but okay, that's all.
Is Joy gone? Hold on, guys. Greetings, everybody. What's shaking? What's going on, guys? Who's here? She was tired. She had to go. Hey, CKG Charlotte. Oh, I think we're just a little bummed. She's a little bummed, because, when she kind of, she likes to be able to just speak her mind and say whatever she wants to say, and then sometimes she goes too far or just says something stupid, and now, the channel suffers, and she knows how hard I worked on it, so now she feels like I'm mad, which I'm not really that mad. I'm just kind of bummed, But whatever, you try to build stuff and then gets fucked up again. What's up, buddy? All right, man. I'm glad you guys are still here. Joy said you were what? You were irritated. If you can't help Annette and Gloria without getting irritated, maybe a home for them. Wow, that sounds terrible. Separating Annette and Gloria so they're by themselves. Put Annette in it. Well, first of all, I don't have the authority to do so. So, unless you have a van and a bunch of duct tape and some sheets and stuff, I'm not sure how we're going to pull that off. All right, guys, listen. I'm kind of this close to this, I'm this close to not giving, DJ AF. Kind of my mood right now, man. It's kind of my mood. You know. I don't know, man. Yeah, so I was getting Starbucks for my mom today, and there's a kid next to me, and he was all like, he didn't know what to get, and I didn't know what to get. And then he starts talking, and I'm like, well, I'm getting that thing for my mom there. I don't even know what she wants, and it's like he's like, yeah, I'm getting that frappuccino, the salted the caramel frappuccino. And then he says, yeah, these things are way overpriced. And I thought to myself, like, oh, well, I mean, maybe his parents, I mean, I was making a joke. Hey, man, maybe your parents own stock in Starbucks. He's like, huh? Well, yeah, you know, maybe they own stock in Starbucks. And so then they're giving you the money to go spend it here. And so it's all kind of helping you out. And he's like, I have my own business. It's like, what? He goes, I have my own money. I own a business. I said, what? What kind of business do you have? And he says, I wash windows. I was like, okay, man, my bad. It's like, never mind. This is why I don't talk to strangers. It's kind of funny because it's like there's just three of us there. It's just me and my mom. And we were seeing, and of course, Gloria has no idea what to get. So, and I don't know what to get either. So I'm trying to figure out this menu. And then this kid walks up and he don't know what to get. So we're all just standing there, and the lady's trying to help all three of us. And none of us know what we want. And then she assumes we're all together because all of us, like none of us know what we want. And so it's just kind of a funny interaction today. I don't know, man. I'm just putting out a riff, you know. What I was feeling. Well, let me ask you a question. Is it starting to sink in a little bit? I kind of like it. dancing. Dancing with the needle in her arm. Right on, guys. Okay. Yeah, so we've significantly fucked everything up. She's literally like unable to think straight. That should tell you she's malnourished. Her throat's swollen. She can't talk. What are you talking about? Malnourished? Well, here's the thing, First Harvest. This is what you know. This is like the one trip where she hasn't done any bulimia. All right, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Brand new day, y'all. Turn me up a little bit.
Yeah, turn up and talk loud. Baby, now you're gonna hear this one. Sun's shining. Yo.
I don't hate players, I love the game. I'm a shot clock, way above the game.
Be point blank with you, the game.
I got all this work on me, I ain't come for play.
You can show the little shorties how you pump and think.
The dog.
Not to death, I'm not impressed, I'm not amused, I'm not confused, I'm not to do. I'm a grown man business, I'm not in school. Put your hand down, youngin', this is not for you.
On my jail, my beats with the Kanye, yo.
Name on a marquee, your name off the payroll. Style fresh,
Like I'm still a Dayo, and it's been like that since the Dayo.
On more time than a Rollie or Seiko.
Step on deck, your neck, or do what I say so. Get up or get out, get down or lay low.
Stand in the shadows. Open Jedi, I am Black Jedi, Black Jedi.
Let's move. Shout out to my man Khalid Kwame. We on top. Shout out, check it out.
Check it out. Slim Jedi,
Cast a big shadow.
Cherokee red to shoot the long arrow.
Got
More skill, more aim, and more ammo.
You can get it all from a big or small barrel like
Hail Mary, full of grace, Jedi.
Come and shoot up the place and make you pull up your face. The death.
I pull out the ace from the jungles of the Empire State where there ain't no escape. 247.
718, and that's like every night and every day. From the place that I settle insane to the states, I'm collecting my pay.
Blast off and I'm back to the cave.
Hold it down for my family straight.
Represent in a family way.
Football, not for amateur play.
Benny Ross is an amateur stage. Before the president, the camera's raised.
Like a long time man of the way, you understanding me straight.
Yeah, no doubt.
Excellence. And that's what it is, you see.
Richer, crisper, stronger reception, a sharper picture. Revolve around God and involve with Jedi's. These elements I perform my scripture. I make Jedi real classic modern figure. Oakland.
It don't matter if you holler or whisper. Coming through clear cause I'm right here with you. Ain't gotta edit the slang, I gotta get you. Yo, brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers.
The brothers, the leavers, the doubters, believers, the stayers, the quitters, the bitches, the Jedis, the rapper gorillas, the ghettos, the village.
All gonna feel it from the first to the million.
Extra
Ordinary and plain.
Walk 1,000 paces a night ahead of the
gang. By the time you get where I stand,
I'll be gone. Y'all make moves, but I just move on.
When I move in, y'all must move along. Cause I move too strong. I know what my feet move for.
Made it go without a brand new car. Made it fresh without a brand new song. I can give a fuck what kind of brand you are. I'm more concerned what kind of man you are. What your principles and standards are. You understand me, y'all? You good to your family, y'all. No matter where your families are.
Cause everybody's your family, y'all. Raise a hand if you understand me, y'all. Everybody needs family, y'all. Be good to your families, dog. Understand no matter where your families are. Everybody needs family, dog. Raise your hand, you understand me, pa. That's what it is, my man. My family, my pencil Pete, my man too. All the loved one behind the walls. Daniel denied. Gregory Hedges. Masada Marana, Sundar, Magic Melt. Life is real to all the real soldiers, to all the white people, to all the black people.